Hey everyone, Danielle here. I'm doing a solo overview of Wyrmspan. This will be a fairly quick video. I'll be doing a full solo playthrough at another time, so be on the lookout for that. Feel free to subscribe so you don't miss it. Alright, so as you can see, I'm not able to fit everything in frame, but I will do my best to show you everything that I've set up already. To start, this is your player board. You're going to pick a color for yourself, and I chose purple, and so this will be my adventurer. You'll put it at base camp right here. You're also going to grab 8 of the cubes here in your color, so I have 8 purple ones. You're going to grab 6 of these coins. They may not be the metal ones. I did get the upgrade pack. And then you're going to also put your guild token, which looks like this, onto the guild mat where it says start. So I will quickly shift onto what that looks like. But basically it's up here, and you're gonna also put the guild token for your Automa there. I chose red for the Automa. And you'll also see a action token or red cube there. I've also placed the Guild of Highlands. I randomly chose this with the 2 to 3 player side face up. So this will be your guild. Over here we have the cave cards. I shuffled the dragon and the cave cards. I laid out 3 and 3. In addition to the rest of the Automa setup, you also will need the 8 total cubes. One of them was already on the Dragon Guild. 3 of them will be placed in between each round. 1, 2, 3. And the remaining 4 will be placed outside of the round mat. So you also noticed I had a bunch of goals already picked out. To start with, round 1, I have dragons with adventurer on your player mat. And then depending on the round, you'll get the Automa starts with that many base required base counts for this. So they will start with 1 dragon on their player mat, but they could have potential to gain more. The second round, if we get to it, is this one. This says helpful dragons on your player mat. The goal really is to have the most of these. So the Automa will start with 0 on the first and second round. So on the second round, this is the goal. So it will start with 0. Sorry about that. Okay, so as far as setup, that's pretty much all you need. You do want to have your Automa cards. You would use the 7 cards, numbered 1 through 7. So shuffle those up, and then I'll explain how that works when we get into the game. Alright, to complete the setup, I will do the easy mode setup where, I guess it's really just like the tutorial mode, but I'll just draw 2 cards off the top of the dragon, and then 2 cards off of the top of the caves. So let's take a closer look at these. So the kind Mistfern, this will cost me 2 crystals. This will give me 1 point at the end of the game. This is considered a large dragon. This has 4 icons for the nest, which means it could store 4 eggs. The left side tells you which habitats it can it can live in, and it can only live in the Amethyst Abyss. As you can see on my player board, you have 3 options for your caves: Crimson Cavern, Golden Grotto, and Amethyst Abyss. So this one would only be able to stay in the Amethyst Abyss. This has the characteristic of helpful, so that would be very good for my second goal that I highlighted before, the round 2 goal of helpful dragon. So that would definitely help me towards that goal. And then down here, there's an ability that would happen between rounds that says lay an egg on each dragon in this cave that is not aggressive. So that's how that one would work. And then next we have a Shaly Rockbreaker. This has a cost on the top left of 1 coin, 2 crystals. It has 8 points. It's considered large and it can house 1 egg. And here, same thing as the other dragon, can only stay in the Amethyst Abyss. And the characteristic here is shy. And then when you place this dragon, that's what this icon means when you play it, excavate 1 space for free with a cave from your hand. Because normally, excavating does have a cost. And then looking at these caves, we have this one on the left, gain 2 different benefits. So when you place these down, you actually do these abilities immediately. It doesn't really matter the color of these cards. They can be placed in any of the caves to open it up as a habitable space for the dragon. So you could place it here. The colors don't match, although if you're aesthetically inclined to do so, you probably could make the game a little tougher on yourself and put it where it might match. But I don't recommend that. So essentially these will be in my hand and they will be off camera. All right. So in addition, I do start with 1 egg when you start the game. You can store 2 eggs on your playmat. So you'll go ahead and do that. I already have my 6 coins. And then you also get to choose 2 resources of any type. So looking at my 2 dragons, I will need for sure at least 2 or more crystals at some point. So that's what I'll be getting. So these are the 2 crystals. That's what they look like. I think it would have been neat if the crystals were like those clear plastic gem looking ones that you've seen in I'm sure other games, but this will do. I like the color. It's just a little bit too close to the color, I think, of the purple stuff. I mean, it's a little darker, but you know, some variety in the colors would be better. And even the texture of this, I think, could have been the plastic clear ones to make it look more like crystals, but that's besides the point. This is a playthrough. All right, so this will also be in my inventory. Okay, so I think we're about ready to get started. As a solo player, you will always go first. So I think, so you always know that you have access to these caves to place your dragons on. So you don't have to automatically just start excavating. It's not an issue. You already have the ability to place your dragons here. Since I can, I'm going to actually do Entice. I'm going to move my adventurer to Entice. I'll pay the cost of 1 silver. And then there's a cost printed on the dragon, which says 2 crystals. So I'll be paying 2 crystals to place this into one of these caverns. But of course, it has a requirement of placing it into the amethyst abyss. I can only place it into an excavated cave, and that's signified by these darker colored squares. So I'm going to place it right here. And you have to make sure when you place it, you do cover that stop sign. So you'll place it in these outline spaces. It's a little hard to see, but hopefully you can see it on camera. So I don't have an immediate benefit right here. This will happen in between turns. So I'm sorry, in between rounds, I believe. That's what that means. All right. So now that that's done, these go back into the supply. And now the Automa will go. So you saw I set aside these 7 cards in the deck. I shuffled them. I will draw the top and I'll show you what that looks like. All right. So this one says if there was a coin on the gold card, because there's a possibility for there to be a coin on the gold card, I would remove one. There's nothing to remove. That's completely fine. This one says to move around the Dragon Guild. Depending on the round, this will tell you how many spaces it will move. And then if it lands on the brown space of the guild map, it will place, it will do these 2 things. It will take 2 from the display or 2 from the cave, for the dragon or cave. So let's take a look at that. And in this case, we'll move the red 1 space. It does not gain any resources. The AI will never do that. And that's it. That's all you do. It's very easy to manage. I find it much easier to manage than the AI in Wyrmspan, if you're familiar. So back to me. I want to probably excavate because I need to be able to play my second dragon at some point, unless I want to skip it. But I think I want to try because this can give me 8 points, and I think that's pretty important. So I have 2 caves that I can use to excavate. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll pay a silver. The cost is listed here. Cost plus printed column. So the column may tell you to add more to the cost, but in this case, this is the column I'm starting with. And I'll excavate using this. So I will use this and excavate in the amethyst cavern. And immediately I will gain 1 movement on the Dragon Guild, gaining me 1 egg. I'll store it right here. And then I get to lay an egg. So I can only lay an egg on one of these dragons I have so far, so it's just this kind mist fern. And that's it. That's all I have to do for excavate. And just so you know, you do have to excavate from left to right. You can't just place one here just because you have an egg to do it with. You have to go from left to right. All right, the AI will go. And we have, so this pink section means if it's a, if there's no more cards in the deck, then it would pass. But in this case, it still has plenty of cards. This means place a silver onto the gold card. So that I'll do exactly that. I'll place it on the Dragons with Adventure on your player mat goal. And then next, it moves one space on the guild itself. So move here, and that's that. All right, so I have these two cards in hand right now. I'm not sure if I have anything to do with this because I don't have the 2 crystals needed, but I could still do an excavate. And in that case, I think I will. I'll excavate again, paying a silver or a coin. And then I'll place this one here on the golden grotto. And I gain 2 different benefits. So unfortunately, it has to be different. I can't gain 2 crystals like I would like to. So I'll gain 1 crystal, and I will gain 1 movement onto on the guild. So the guild actually shows an icon of meat. So I will gain meat from the supply. So those were the 2 different things I gained. I still can't play this yet because I think I need 1 more crystal. So I'll need that goal. And then it says each opponent gains 1 benefit of their choice. The AI doesn't gain anything, so don't worry about that. AI turn. All right, it's going to remove that coin we placed last turn. And it's going to move 2 around the guild this time. So let's do that. 1, 2. And again, it doesn't gain anything. Although if I landed here or here, that means I would gain the respective cards. Okay, and that's that. All right, so I still need 1 more crystal. Or I could try to do something else entirely. Yeah, I think I've shown you excavate. I've shown you entice. I didn't show you explore yet. And maybe I will. Maybe I will show you explore. So I'll go ahead and choose a cave and move my adventurer from left to right until I reach a stop sign. I will put it on the amethyst abyss because I have the most potential to gain more. So I'll gain a cave card. When I gain a cave card, I can... so I actually have to pay a coin to do that. So you track it by placing the coin here. Your first visit costs 1. Your second visit would cost a coin and an egg. Third would cost a coin and an egg and an egg. So it's not free to explore. But anyway, I'll gain a cave card. And I think in this case, I will gain... I wish there was one that actually gave me crystals. But that's fine. I'll gain this one into my hand. And then this one, I will use lay on each dragon in this cave. That is not aggressive. Oh wait, that doesn't happen now. So I'll actually gain a movement on the guild. That's what that card does. Sorry, I got distracted. All right, so I'll move down this way. 1, and I will gain a dragon. All right. I'll draw from the top, and I got a stalking drake. And that will cost me 1 gold, which is pretty good because if I played this cavern, I gain that gold. I could play this, so I like that. Okay. So next, I have to just go back because I hit a stop sign. So it goes back to base camp, and then that's pretty much it. Something to note, it does stay on your board at the end of your turn. Discard down to 9 total cards. That's between your dragons and your cave cards. 9 coins and 9 resources. All right, I refill the cave cards there. All right, so that was my turn. And that was, so yeah, so far I've shown you excavate, entice, explore. All right, the AI is going to refresh. I think that's what that means. Refresh the dragon cards. Let me just double check that. Yeah, I think that's what that means. So go ahead and do that. So these will be discarded. And then we'll draw 3 more. Okay. And then we're going to add a coin onto the goal. And then round 1 shows 1 movement. So it's going to go here. Oh, that's me. It's going to go here. Okay. All right. Then it's back to me. In this case, I will play my cavern. So I will excavate. And I'll excavate here. Gain a coin. Or gold. Just this. And then I'll draw a dragon. I'll draw this hostile northern fire dragon because I have the resources to entice it later. Okay, so I think that's all I got. I excavated and we're good. Okay, the AI is going to place another silver. So they're doing really well. And then they're going to move twice. So let's move them twice. 1. So at this point, they're going to place this here. And where did they place it? It says place unused marker above. Do they just go from the top? If brown space, take 1, 1. Let me just double check how that works. So in the Automa, it says from left to right in the display, take the dragon from the 2 position indicated. Okay, so 1, it will take this one, and it will keep it in this little pile. And then on the cave, it also takes the first position one. Okay, so I've done that. And then it also says, after the guild token has advanced all 3 steps, Automa will gain the benefits shown at the bottom of the decision card. And this she will gain a dragon. And place a player marker on the Dragon Guild tile if she has one available. Which tile, though? As it advances the second step, it moves on to the brown space. Therefore, after the guild token has advanced all 3 steps, Automa will gain the benefits shown at the bottom of the decision card, which I've done. See brown spaces on the dragon. Okay, so I need the icon that looks like, I don't know if it's going to be on this one. Do want to show you what I'm looking at. So the Automa card actually doesn't show this. And that's the icon that would tell me to place a cube down. So unfortunately, I actually don't need to do that. That's a little bit of a learning curve for me. All right. And I think that's all they do. So put this here. We'll refill the display at the end of their turn. And then it's my turn. And I think I'll be able to do one more action. I only have 1 coin. Your coins basically dictate what you can do on your turn. So unfortunately, right now, I just have one coin left, and I need to make the most of it. So at this point, I want to... trying to decide. So I can't actually do the Shelly Rock Breaker. I could potentially trade in the gold and the meat for a crystal. I just don't think that's worth it. So I'm just going to keep this to the side. Between these two, I think, because I could place them in either or. I did excavate, and they also have free spaces here. I don't think it really matters. I'll put the one that has more points. So I will entice, paying the silver cost, and then paying the the gold as well. And then I'll place this in the golden grotto. This has an adventurer icon, which means it will only activate this ability if I were to explore with my adventurer. So nothing actually happens immediately. So that's my turn. The AI will just move their guild marker 1 space. Again, not gaining anything. And then what else? I think that's it. That was an easy card to do. And then for my turn, I don't have any coins left. Don't have any caves or anything. I could explore, but I don't have coins again. So, I'm gonna have to pass. So at this point, I'll pass and do nothing. And then the AI will actually end up playing its last card. And it says to move 1 space. So move 1 space on the guild, and that's it. And then it will pass on the next turn. All right, so we'll take a look at the round. And I'll try my best to do it like this so that you can see. But basically, the goals for this round said, dragons with adventure on your player mat. I only have 1. So I'm only going to be able to get 1 point because the AI had 2 coins plus the base of 1, so that's 3. They had more than me. So they're going to place their 1 token that was off of the board here. So they're going to get 4 points already. All right. So the end of the round, let's just proceed with those instructions. So player would discard any coins and eggs that they paid as costs on their playmat. I kind of discarded it on the way, so I don't have anything to discard. All once per round dragon abilities activate. And I do have one that says lay an egg on each dragon in this cave that is not aggressive. So I'll go ahead and lay 1 egg. I'll lay it from here. There we go. And you can lay it from your supply, I think. All right. And then it says, if once per round dragon has an ability that presents all players. Okay, we don't have those. All right, so the round objective is scored. We already did that. And then at the beginning of the next round, the round marker moves. And it says refresh the cards in the display. And there is a reminder to do that. Go ahead and do that. Oops. Okay. And then every player gains 6 coins and an egg. So I'll gain 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and an egg that goes into my storage. Okay. So just so you know, coins can be carried over from the previous round. So if you don't want to use it in the current round, you can save it for the next one. And players can add the egg to any nest icon on their dragons or player mat if possible. If not, they may not gain the egg. Okay. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you. I did go through all the actions that I could possibly do. And also we saw a whole bunch of actions that the AI was able to do, although it's not very much, honestly. It's very easy to manage. So you would proceed this way through each round. And I had to double check what this does. Oh yeah, it just makes it available on the guild. So you're able to actually just place it onto the guild mat just so that it can be placed on a future, potentially a future turn. So you just place it with the other one that I had available to place on the guild of Highlands. And at any time, you're only able to have max 4 placed here. So if I were to proceed here, I get to place one of my available cubes onto any of these and immediately would gain it, unless it's a game end thing or an end game here. But I can only place up to 4 there, just so you know. All right. So I'll end this video here. Appreciate you guys watching. Let me know if you've caught any mistakes on my part with the rules. But I think I got pretty much the majority of them correct. Again, if you are interested in watching a full playthrough, I'll be having that on my channel at a later time. But yeah, as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.